What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Breakfast with Perkins. My head is a little cut off. If I lean forward, fuck it, we're gonna roll with it. Welcome back to another episode of Breakfast with Perkins. I'm, of course, your host, Perkins. How's everyone doing? Of course, back in the ancestral homestead that is the house. Back here, obviously, not 80 degrees anymore. It's more like 8 degrees, but you know what? We're gonna roll with it, and it's okay. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a great weekend. Let's just go ahead and get the obvious out of the way. Past Sunday was Super Bowl weekend. And of course, anyone who hasn't been under a rock at this point knows that the Philadelphia Eagles took that. Chiefs missed out on a three-peat, which would have been cool to see. I didn't really have a dog in the fight either way. I didn't really care. But more so than the actual game, people seem to talk about Kendrick Lamar and his halftime performance. And I want to preface what I'm about to say with, I don't mind Kendrick Lamar. I like some of his songs. But to me, he's got this Beyonce syndrome where people put him on this pedestal and I don't quite understand why. I don't get why they're doing it. I don't know if I'm missing something or what it is, but I don't know what it is. But anyway, people were talking about the Kendrick Lamar performance, and I hadn't watched it. And I was actually going to make this video and release it last Monday, but I didn't get back in town until Tuesday. So I came home, all this stuff, and I figured, let me watch the halftime, because I wasn't staying in a bar and watching football or anything when I was on vacation. I was going to be out doing my thing. So I came home, watched the halftime performance and all that stuff like that. And first off, I will say, I enjoyed the halftime performance a lot more than I thought I would. It was very good. The thing I didn't like, which has nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar, is before I watched it, I kept seeing these things on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what have you, Snapchat. And the way people were making his show made it seem like you had to have this otherworldly intellect to understand the messages and the meanings in his performance, what things were meaning. It reminded me a lot of, people talk about Rick and Morty, which I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of Rick and Morty, which is bizarre because I love Solar Opposites, which is pretty much the same fucking thing. But people were talking about this show, like you had to have this insane level of intellect. And I noticed people with Rick and Morty do the same thing. Like if I'm sitting there and I'm saying, I'm not a big fan of Rick and Morty, people will be, oh, well, it's one of those things, you may not understand the humor, this, that, and the other. Sorry, my fucking sound level looked like it was like spiking up there, so I didn't know what was going on. Anyway, you gotta have this a certain understanding for the humor, and I'm like, no, I understood the humor, I just didn't like it. It just didn't jive with me. So it was giving me a bad taste from the jump. So then I watched it and I liked it. And yes, I saw the messages and the meetings and all that stuff, the American flag and the Squid Games and I saw the nuances and all that. I got it. Messages and meanings aside, I dug the halftime show. I will say Bruno Mars still holds supreme for me for best halftime show in my lifetime. People go, oh, Michael Jackson or Prince. I was alive during that time, but I wasn't able to appreciate the halftime performances that were Prince or Michael Jackson or whatever it was. But for me, Bruno Mars still holds top spot. I'm going to go ahead and apologize because I see the sound level right now, and I'm not talking any louder than I usually do. And it just looks like it's spiking. It looks like it's really loud. So if this is coming through really loud, I apologize. I'll adjust it over there and see what I can do. One thing I didn't like, and this isn't to take flowers away from Kendrick by any means, but people are saying, oh, Kendrick Lamar had 100,000 more viewers for his halftime show than Michael Jackson did, which, okay, cool. That's a cool feat. That's an awesome number, all that stuff. But let's break that down for a second, why don't we? Michael Jackson did his Super Bowl performance in 93. 93, I believe, the population of the United States was 260 million, right around something in there. 260 million without the availability of streaming, and if you weren't in front of a TV, you didn't watch the Super Bowl. You had to be in front of a TV, and other countries seeing it, I mean, that was unheard of. Like, you're not going to be in, Istanbul or, Turkey watching the Super Bowl. It's just not going to happen. Unless you weren't in America in front of a TV, you're not going to see it. Fast forward to present day. Kendrick Lamar, population is what, 340 million-ish in the country. You have the ability to stream to any device, virtually any device in the world. And Michael Jackson wasn't coming off of the coattails of one of the biggest beefs with one of the, well, not one of the biggest beefs, but beefing with one of the biggest superstars, Drake. Michael Jackson was the biggest superstar in fucking 93. And he just came out pure artistry. People tune in for Kendrick. Yeah, they wanted to see the artistry, but people, oh, what's he going to say about Drake? Oh, is he going to do this song? Oh, I want to, when he says A minor, I want to make sure I'm there to say it with him. Whereas when Michael Jackson got up, there was no, he wasn't riding the coattails of any beef. He wasn't, so people are saying that stat, and to me, that stat doesn't hold as much water as people think it does. So I wish people would stop saying that. Because Michael Jackson did it all by himself. Oh, what about the court case? That court case didn't come to light until like, what, 2005? I'm talking about 93. Hottest thing smoking was Michael Jackson in 93. No beef to get him going. No hidden message, whatever the fuck. He just got up there and did his fucking thing. But I'll say this. I did enjoy the show. The halftime show, rather. I liked it. It was good. I don't know why you guys put Kendrick on that. If you, let me know in the comments. Maybe there's something I'm missing. And I'm not saying Kendrick's a bad rapper, just like I'm not saying Beyonce's a shit singer, but I don't get why they're both put on this pedestal that society puts them on. I don't know what it is. That's why I don't really care about Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift, society pushes her hardcore, but no one says, oh, she's the greatest thing that's happened since sliced bread. I don't hear people saying that. People would die for that woman. People love her to death, but I also don't get a sense of arrogance with Taylor Swift. With Beyonce, I get a sense of pretentiousness. With Kendrick, I get a sense of pretentiousness. I don't get that with Taylor. She just wants to make breakup songs and, you know, get banged by Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift ain't no 2-nickel fuck. So that's good. Anyway, one thing I wanted to touch on last week that I forgot to touch on while I was in Arizona was in Iowa, we don't have the autonomous cars. In Arizona, they have these things called Waymo. And I believe they are Jaguar F-types. Is it F-type or F-Pace? I forget. I forget what they're Jaguars. They're Jaguar SUVs. Fully autonomous. So you get on your car like you would an Uber. You get on your car, get on your phone like you would an Uber, and have it come to you. And there's no driver. It's just fully autonomous. And coming from Iowa, where we don't have that, I absolutely got a kick out of seeing these things scattered through Phoenix and all the areas. And I think what it is for me is I like to humanize AI and robots and stuff. Like we went to this one place in Tempe, and they had a little robot. I'll put a clip of it if I can get it. And he's just a little security guard robot. And he was the cutest fucking thing. I just sat there and watched him. Anyway, with the Waymo thing, it was really fun because in between fares or picking up people, you'd see these Waymos just chilling. They'd be chilling on a side street, chilling in a parking lot, chilling somewhere, just waiting for the next person to say, hey, we need a lift, come get us. I don't know why that cracked me up so much, but it did. And it was amazing. Or you'd see them in traffic with nobody in there. And to me, it was like a guy just going to his job. I got to go clock in my 9 to 5, this, that, and the other. And then it brought up a bunch of other questions. Like, so at the end of the night, I don't think they're 24-hour, the Waymos. They might be 24-hour, I don't know. But I do know, I was like, do they just sit on the side street until the next person calls or what? And apparently they have a depot they go back to, you know, at the end of the night, like a bus depot or something like that they go back to and chill. I don't know why. I just think it's the cutest thing in the world. Another thing I noticed in Arizona was, and I might have said this last week, but there's at least where I was, there was no fat people. There was no heavyset people. Didn't seem like, I can't think of any heavyset person that I saw. Let me rephrase, obese. I could go to the fucking Old Country Buffet or any local buffet, you're going to see 10 to 20 just fat fucks, which is fine, you know, whatever, props to them. I don't remember seeing any heavyset person in Scottsdale. Didn't see it in Tempe, didn't see it in Scottsdale, didn't see it in, what was the other place? Mesa, didn't see it in, I didn't see it anywhere. Everyone there was in shape. And I mean, I get everyone's definition of in shape. I didn't see any morbidly obese fat fucks is what I'm saying. But then again, if your Sunday Funday consists of going on a mountain when it's 80 degrees versus here when it's 8 degrees and you're snowed in, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer. People are outside, they're doing more, they're more active and stuff like that. So I get why there's less, but that was just something interesting I noticed. I wanted to touch on that real quick. Let me consult my list here. Let's see here. Okay, so a little bit of gaming news. I figured I'm going to start doing gaming every week. I started it at the beginning of the podcast. I'll talk about the games I was playing and stuff like that. I'm going to do it more and more regularly. Well, every week I'm going to talk about the games that I'm playing, gaming news, things I thought were interesting and all that stuff like that. So first off, it looks like for sure we heard news from Top Brass in either Take-Two or Rockstar, one of the two, that GTA is for sure going to come out fall this year, which is crazy. That's awesome. They seem pretty confident in that, which is great. I know I'll be taking some time off work for that. But that's awesome. Usually with these things, with games of this caliber, of this magnitude, you assume pushback. What I'm assuming was that they've just been making so much fucking money between their GTA and their Red Dead that they're able just to throw every fucking resource they have at this game. And like, we're getting it out by this time. And it's cool, and as I've said before, you know if there's a Rockstar logo on it, it's going to be good. Like I don't need to watch a review. I don't need to watch anything. If it's got Rockstar involved with it, I'm gonna buy it and it's gonna be good. Same way with like Obsidian, Bethesda. If it's got any of them involved, I'm gonna do it. If it's got CD Projekt Red, I'm gonna rock with it. Speaking of CD Projekt Red, I'm a huge Cyberpunk fan. That to me is one of the best games of all time. Cyberpunk 2077, one of the best games of all time. We all know that. I've already talked about it. We're not going to talk about it again. I've played it on both my Xboxes over there and loved it. I think I have what? 2 Corpo playthroughs, 2 Street Kid playthroughs, and then one, what's the one where you're out in the desert? Fuck, what is it? Corpo, Street Kid, and I almost said Vandal, that's not it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I love CD Projekt Red, and I will rock with them. Being as how they handled the fucked up launch of Cyberpunk, I will rock with that company for as long as I live. Oddly, I never got into The Witcher. I played it a couple times, downloaded it, would get to the part where you fight a griffin, and then I would just get rid of it. Like, I'd be like, I'd rather be playing Skyrim or something. So I would always uninstall it. So what I did was I reinstalled on my PC, and I'm going to stick with it. I just finished the main story. I think it's the main story. I'm almost done with Wolfenstein. I just got to the part where you kill the Hitler version chick, I forget her name, during the telecast, and now I'm going through all the Enigma, Uber Commandos, and stuff like that, and getting that. So I think I should be done with the next few hours on that. Once I'm done with Wolfenstein 2, then I'm gonna fire up Witcher and give that a fair, proper go. Because I feel like I owe it to CD Projekt Red. And everyone talks about how great The Witcher is, how awesome it is, and I wish I could talk with them and how awesome it is, but I just don't. I just couldn't get into it. But I'm gonna nose of the grindstone. Once I start playing that, that's gonna be the only game I play until completion, and we're gonna see from there. I noticed Tokyo Extreme Racer, that just came out. I didn't play a Tokyo Extreme Racer way back in the day. I didn't play that. But I heard good things about it. Now it's on PC, and I really, really want to try that. That looks really good. Speaking of cars, I also tried to, you guys, and help me out here. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. So I downloaded Assetto Corsa and downloaded a bunch of mods. Got it looking fucking amazing. It looked great. But it plays like shit with a controller. So am I missing something? Is it meant to be played with a rig, or can you get it good with a controller? I tried everything to get it to handle like, say, Forza would or Gran Turismo would with a controller, and it just doesn't feel right. Now, granted, maybe it's because it's hardcore sim versus Gran Turismo or Forza. Forza Motorsport, by the way, not Horizon. Because I'd be, oh, well, I understand. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, I know that Assetto Corsa is more the, you know, the hardcore. But yeah, I just couldn't get it to play right. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I need to get a sim set up. I have room. I have room for it. So maybe I should just do it. That'd be kind of cool. I've always wanted a sim rig. I think that'd be really cool. Let's see here. What else we got here? Oh, of course, I don't know if anyone saw this. Kanye went fucking nuts. I don't know what his deal was. He was going on there on Twitter, calling himself Adolf Hitler and all this crazy shit. And then he made opened like a new clothing site or something. And it was just all Nazi merch, I guess, which is insane. And you know what? It's crazy because it's a fall from grace. You think of Kanye when he first hit the scene and he dropped College Dropout and all those first couple albums of Kanye's were fucking amazing. The first like 5-6 albums of Kanye's were amazing. And then, I don't know, just slowly his mind started deteriorating. Now he's calling himself a superhero and he's masked and shit. He's got this real vendetta against the Jews and stuff, and I don't know what's going on. And I personally think it is because his mom is no longer in his life. Because I can tell you this, if I'm typing up some crazy shit and I'm sitting there and I see my phone light up and it says mom, I know 100% my mom is going to give me some act right. Like, Daniel, what in the fuck are you doing? Delete that right fucking now. And Kanye doesn't have that anymore. You know what I'm saying? He's just kind of off doing whatever, yelling at people, putting up, saying he's a Nazi. I don't know. He's just doing all types of crazy shit. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's really sad to see where he was. And then it's just, I don't know. And before, yeah, I could see he's wanting to test the waters with Adidas and see what he can get away with and all this shit like that. Watch me get out of my contract, this, that, and the other. And Adidas was like, get the fuck away from us. Yeah, we can't do this shit anymore. And then they started selling Yeezys again. I don't know. But like, what's it for now? What is it? Because you're not fighting anything. You're just saying shit just to say shit. This kind of comes off as gauche to me. It's very gauche. It's like, okay. Like, before I can understand, you wanted to see what you could get away with, but now it's like, you've gotten away with everything. You've won. You got out. Like, what more do you want? Now you're just saying shit just to say shit. I don't even know. Last thing, and I'll land my plane here, is, for those that don't know, To Catch a Predator is one of my favorite shows of all time. Absolutely love that show. And people look at me kind of weird when I watch shows upon shows upon shows upon shows of sexual predators and stuff like that. Here's my thing. People love watching these murder mystery shows, and murder mystery shows to me are depressing because someone died, families were wrongfully, torn apart, hurt, what have you. Someone lost a life. I mean, there's a lot at stake and a lot of different things that go on and people that are hindered with murder mystery shows. With these To Catch a Predator shows, there's no real children that are hurt because it's a decoy. Then these guys come in, and just like Cops. I love the show Cops because you can see someone's mentality go from here and then slowly decline as the episode goes on. And I absolutely love that. Anyway, I said that to say this. For those who don't know, Chris Hansen has an entire channel. It's called TrueBlue.com or True Blue Network, or whatever. It's on YouTube as well. And it's just hundreds of episodes. They've redone it again. The thing that's great about this, though, is Chris Hansen is so antagonistic to these predators. It is the funniest fucking thing in the world. Like, there was a guy saying he came to pick up the girl to get something to eat or whatever it was. And Chris Hansen's looking through the transcript and he goes, it looks like here you were looking to eat something else, maybe.
I do, sir.
You said you were going to come over here and get something to eat, like dinner.
I was hoping to pick her up and take her to eat somewhere.
Well, it sounds like you came over here to eat something different. You said...
And I was in fucking tears. The guy himself even had to tip his hat. The guy was like, it was just really funny. I don't know. they have free episodes on YouTube, or you can pay like literally $2 a month and you get all of the episodes. I think they said for every free episode, there's 5 other episodes that you get access to through the membership. So that's cool. I love that show. I just love watching people just tank in real time. It's one of the favorite things I love. And there are Schadenfreude, isn't that like where you get pleasure in other people's misfortune? That's fucked up, but I do get pleasure in it. Anyway, I'm going to land the plane there. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I'm trying to think. I was going to say something else. I forgot what it was. I don't know. I need to go sleep. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.